There's a lot of songs that people sing in church that have less than great theology. Here's this one.
Onward, Christian soldiers.
This one.
Nothing but the blood of Jesus.
And this one. In this video, we're not talking about the bad theology in those songs, but we're going to talk about the good theology in a song you've probably never heard. It's this one.
Draw the circle wide, draw it wider still. Let this be our song. No one stands alone.
Yeah, that's some pretty great theology. Now, most of the time, Christianity is not known for theology like this. Christianity tends to be known for who we push out, who we leave out, who is left to the margins. You know, women can't be preachers, queer people, that's a sin. There was a long time when Christianity and slavery were compatible. How does that work? I mean, Christianity and war still seem to be a bit too compatible for my taste. But the point is, so often, Christianity seems to equal excluding people, making the circle tighter. We're in, you're out. It's almost like we define the whole thing by who's out of the circle. Those are the people going to hell. We're going to heaven. And far too often, the big marketing pitch for this whole Christian thing is simply cosmic fire insurance. Don't go to the bad place.
This is the bad place.
I can't believe you figured it out.
Make sure you're in the circle so you can get to the good place, right? Wrong. That's not what this whole way of Jesus is about. When we look at the life of Jesus, we constantly see him leaving the circle that the religious leaders had made and going to be with the people who've been excluded and pushed to the margin. Women, prostitutes, tax collectors, all the sinners, all the people that the religious leaders said, ooh, no. You stay over there. We've got it all figured out in here. And where was Jesus? Over there. The story of Jesus seems to be about leaving those tight-knit religious closed circles and going to find God out in the ever-expanding, ever wider circles. Whew, now that's a version of Christianity that I can get on board with.
Draw the circle wide, draw it wider still.
When I was younger, I went to this really conservative Christian undergrad. That's where I went to college. I was there for 3 years, graduated, and then I ended up being back there because I was an RA, a resident advisor. When I was there that year, my theology had been widening. The circle was getting wider all my years as I graduated and beyond. A lot of it from a lot of the books I've read. I've made videos about that before. You can watch this one. But there was one moment where I really noticed the contrast between my circle getting wider in the name of Jesus and my school circle getting tighter and smaller. It happened when a group called Soul Force was going around visiting Christian colleges that had policies against homosexuality. And Cornerstone is still one of them. Now, they told schools way in advance they were coming, and some schools, even the Christian schools with policies against homosexuality, they had groups there to meet this group of young people. There was a bunch of college-age, queer people of faith, and some schools would invite them in and sit down and talk with them. My school, the minute they stepped on campus, the police were there to take them to jail.
What?
Yeah, a Christian school. Can we make the circle any tighter? I'm not going to win Alumni of the Year or anything, but I showed up a little bit differently that day, and I'm still proud looking back 20 years ago for this moment. To start, I took the day off of work so I could be there all day. I was a youth pastor at a local church in the area, and then I went to the store and I bought 24 donuts. So these people coming to my school could be greeted with donuts. A little bit of hospitality, make that circle wider, big donuts. And then when the people got arrested, I said, hey, do you need a ride to go get your friends? So I took the group leaders to the local jail to get their friends from custody. Now, I'm not here to say, hey, look at me. I'm here to say, even when you start in a place where the circle feels really tight, there's always hope to expand it. Make the circle wider. Too often it seems that to be a person of faith means you have to be a person of antiquity, like you have to live back in the 1960s or some fictional good old days in the past that we can't ever go back to. We can only be where we are and where we're going. And maybe, just maybe, the Spirit of God is with us, even moving us forward, making the circle wider. If you got a tree in your backyard and it stops growing, that tells you something about the tree. The same should be true for people. Our faith, our life, our understanding of self and the world should continue to grow and expand. And maybe, just maybe, this way of Jesus is a circle that gets wider and wider and wider. And maybe that's been the point all along.
Draw the circle
this? The next time your faith leads you to leave someone out, ask, what would Jesus do? Yeah, you've heard of that before, because Jesus always seemed to leave those tight circles to be where the people are, the people who needed love and justice the most. Make that circle wider.
Draw the circle, draw the circle.